Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The Winnebago County coroner identifies the man whose body went missing from a Rockford funeral home. The 47-year-old's remains were recovered in Chicago.
City leaders talk about tackling Rockford's crime problem. As he sorts through the most recent statistics, the mayor says violent offenders need to be held accountable.
And Rockford will host a huge event for food lovers. We take a look at some of the things you can expect during Restaurant Week. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
We're learning more about the body stolen from a Rockford funeral home over the weekend.
The Winnebago County coroner identifies him as Curtis Brown. The 47-year-old died last Thursday of natural causes. Brown's body was in the back of a van outside Collins and Stone Funeral Home on South 5th Street when someone stole the vehicle Saturday afternoon. Police found the van on Chicago's South Side Sunday night. The body was gone. It turned up last night in an alley about 2 miles away from where the van was dumped. Rockford police say the van was an easy target because it was unlocked and running.
Don't leave vehicles unsecured, running, and doors unlocked. Just so happened this one had a body in it. My heart goes out to the family, as I know they were recently notified of what had transpired. I hope we never have to see anything like this again.
Rockford police released security pictures of a possible suspect in the case. We have those online. If you recognize them and you know who he is, call Rockford police. Local officials look back at the year in crime. A news conference was held at District 2 headquarters to look at those numbers.
Our Nikel Delgado was there. And Nikel, what do officials have to say?
Eric, Mimi, I'm told while we've seen an uptick in violence so far this year, most crime last year was down compared to 2021. City leaders credit that to technology they have invested in, such as license plate readers and cameras. Mayor Tom McNamara stresses the importance of everyone doing their part in working together to fight crime, saying it starts with the youth.
You have to stop the bleeding immediately on the streets. You have to hold the violent offenders accountable, and they need to be held accountable. If you're running around our streets with guns, you're beating up on a spouse or a loved one, you need to be held accountable. I don't care what anyone says. It's just a fact. But we also have so many young kids who've been impacted by the trauma of violence, by the trauma of poverty or lack of health care, whatever the trauma may be. They deserve some hope and opportunities, and we have to invest heavily and intentionally in that.
Coming up at 6, hear from Police Chief Carla Redd and what her plans are for the city and her department for the rest of the year. Eric?
Thanks to Cal. We'll see you then. A Janesville man is back in jail after police say he broke the conditions of his bond. They arrested 27-year-old Samuel Ryan this morning. Saturday, a 12-year-old called Janesville police saying Ryan was beating up the child's mom. She ran to the house where the child and another 12-year-old were. Police say Ryan chased after her, and when he tried to get inside, he knocked one of the kids over and broke their wrist. Ryan was charged with child abuse and told not to contact the victim when Ryan got out of jail. According to investigators, Ryan had a third party contact one of those victims. Police arrested Ryan for bail jumping. Now he's also charged with intimidation.
A Janesville man was arrested for his 8th OWI. Police say 40-year-old Dustin O'Connor was speeding through a residential area overnight, but when they tried to pull him over, he took off. Officers eventually detained him after a high-risk traffic stop. O'Connor had a valid license. He provided a blood sample to test for drugs. Those tests are still pending.
More than $19 million in state grants is heading to the state line for mass transit upgrades. It's part of the third round of disbursements from the Rebuild Illinois Capital Program. Rockford Mass Transit District, along with a total of 32 transit systems, are receiving $114 million total to advance 44 projects. Rockford got $16 million last year for the Mulberry Street Transit Facility Rehabilitation, Renovation, and Expansion project. The agency will receive another $16 million to continue those projects from the grants announced today. Boone County will also receive about $3 million for administration and operations facilities.
In the mood for some figure skating? Starting tomorrow, the BMO Center is hosting the U.S. Figure Skating 2023 Synchronized Skating Sectional Championships. The Rockford community is welcome to come see the skaters of all ages and skill levels compete. The winners will gain a spot at the 2023 U.S. Synchronized Skating Championships. Rockford and the state line will see a significant economic boost thanks to the competition.
Well, you know, it's not only the BMO Center, it's Rockford in general. You know, we have over 80 hotels participating with over 190 teams in town, so it's a big deal, and it's you know, estimated economic impact is over $2 million.
Tickets are available online at Ticketmaster.com or at the BMO Center box office. The sectional championship lasts until the 29th.
Food lovers, listen up. The Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau is set to host its third annual Rockford Region Restaurant Week. Starting next Tuesday, restaurants will offer their best entrees, craft cocktails, and even creative carryout. Specials include various exclusive menu items, themed takeout options, and limited time promotions. Restaurants will have the opportunity to win an award as one of Restaurant Week's best, as voted on by the community. Some other awards include Best Bite, Best Atmosphere, and Vibes, and Best Cocktail or Brew. RACVB says the week is a great way to support local restaurants.
So besides specials, they might offer a special menu just for Restaurant Week as a way to get and remind people to come in and support restaurants. I mean, we all know what happened during the pandemic with restaurants, and I would say some of them are still struggling. So this is a great way to support them, but then also, you know, get a great meal out of it.
For a link to special menus and promotions, check out this story on mystateline.com. This Thursday, Eyewitness News will host our annual An Evening for Hope telethon. It raises money for Rockford Rescue Mission. You can watch live right here on WTVO from 7 until 9 Thursday night. The Rescue Mission provides shelter, meals, and other services for some of the most vulnerable people in our community.
2 days since the 50th anniversary of Roe v. Wade and 7 months since that decision was overturned, Republicans at the federal level and in many states try to pass new restrictive abortion legislation.
Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon shows us Senate Democrats vow to act as a firewall.
On the heels of what would have been the 50th anniversary of Roe v. Wade, Senate Democrats are vowing to protect women's rights.
Every single day, right-wing men are trying to claw back women's right to privacy.
Oregon Senator Ron Wyden says Republicans won't stop until they make abortion illegal nationwide. At this year's March for Life on Friday, Republicans like Congressman Steve Scalise vowed to make abortion not just illegal, but unthinkable.
The next phase now begins, and that's what this year's march is all about. The next steps in a post-Roe era.
Hypocrisy is on the extreme with these far right, including the idea that this is a states' rights issue.
Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto says Democrats are fighting to pass bills like the one to protect a woman's right to travel for an abortion, which was blocked by Republicans last Congress. This month, House Republicans passed 2 anti-abortion bills, but Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the Senate won't be voting on those bills.
We are the bulwark. What they are trying to do will not pass, will not stand.
These senators believe Democrats kept control of the Senate because voters want them to protect abortion rights. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, we've got some snow to talk about here, not only for the night tonight, but during the day tomorrow, and then kind of periodic snow shower chances coming up through the rest of the week and going into the weekend. Currently, things are quiet. We are starting to see that cloud cover work back in as moisture continues to lift in from the south. Area of low pressure down across Texas here this evening. On the colder end, you've had quite a bit of accumulating snowfall from parts of Texas to Oklahoma. Severe weather has been ongoing here down to the south. Actually, still numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, flash flood warnings, and tornado warnings now across parts of southwest Louisiana. What's really been interesting so far this season is the amount of severe weather that has taken place down along the south through parts of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and through the southeast. It has been a very active season, I should say, so far to the south. For us, we are on the colder side of things, which leads to a little more snow, but not a lot of snow. This is more manageable snow, about 1 to 3 inches. Could be a couple of spots that maybe get 2 to 3. 4, I think, might be pushing it. Could see some 4-inch totals, but a little further down to the south. With the snow coming down tomorrow morning, a winter weather advisory has been issued for all of northern Illinois and south central Wisconsin. This will go into effect later tonight and run through about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Reason being is for the impact for that morning commute. I don't think it'll be too significant, but with the snow coming down, a reduction in visibility and likely some sloppy roads tomorrow morning, just give yourself a little extra time out there. As I mentioned, we've got about 1 to 3 inches of snow coming in. We're going to stay dry here through the midnight hour, but after that we'll start to see the leading edge of some of those lighter snow showers begin to move in. This will move in from south to north during that time, so areas along Interstate 88 will see some light snow before you see any of that a little further up to the north. And with that, there could be some minor accumulations already taking place during that time. Now, as we go through tomorrow morning, notice that stops right along roughly about that Highway 20 corridor. So even early tomorrow, there could be a couple locations that maybe just don't have that snow coming down just yet. But I think as we go through sunrise, we should see most of this light snow. And that is what it's going to be, mostly light snow. Could be a couple pockets of a little more steady snow during the early morning hours tomorrow, but it will begin to taper off once we get into the afternoon. So after about 1 o'clock tomorrow, that steadier snow begins to taper to more scattered snow showers. We will continue to see that though, and we'll keep that threat going into the evening tomorrow. Same thing for Thursday too. A couple pockets of some snow, which maybe will give us another 1/2 inch to 1 inch of snowfall Thursday. Then we have another system coming in for Friday. This may mix in with a couple of rain showers during the afternoon, and then we're eyeing another system Saturday into Sunday, which again could give us another couple inches of snow. But again, between about 1 to 3 inches expected here between tonight and during the day tomorrow. Could be some locations that are maybe closer to that 2 to 3 inch range, but I think about 1 to 3 is going to be a pretty good estimate for us here across the region. Slick spots are possible tomorrow morning, so just give yourself a little extra time, a little less impact there for that evening commute. As we take a live look with our SkyTrack camera out in Freeport, a lot of the snow we had on the ground melted away with the sunshine we had out there, but it gets replaced after tonight. 31 on Thursday, low 30s Friday. Then guys, we really see the numbers drop by the end of the week. Look at that, teens for highs and overnight lows back into the single digits.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
One of the White Sox biggest moves of the offseason was signing free agent starting pitcher Mike Clevenger to a 1-year, $12 million contract. That might blow up in their face. A woman has come forward with allegations that Clevenger has been guilty of domestic violence. She claims he has abused his 3 children and their 2 mothers. The accuser is one of the mothers. She claims Clevenger strangled her and that he threw chew spit on an infant child. Major League Baseball is investigating. The White Sox say they were unaware of these allegations when they signed Clevenger in November. The Sox say they take all allegations of abuse very seriously, and they won't have any further comment while MLB investigates the matter. Aaron Rodgers still hasn't made up his mind whether or not he will play another NFL season, but ESPN's Adam Schefter is reporting that the Packers are expected to consider trading Rodgers. He didn't say that they're expected to trade him. Again, he said they're likely to consider a trade. No surprise, really, the Packers have to consider all their options. Meanwhile, Rodgers, during his weekly appearance on the Pat McAfee show, admitted that his current contract will probably have to be reworked whether he stays with the Packers or if he plays for someone else. He admits it will be hard for any team to work in his $59 million salary for next season under the salary cap. Again, Rodgers hasn't even decided yet if he will play again next season. Tonight, the Ice Hogs try to snap out of their worst streak of hockey this season. They've lost 4 straight games, and in those games, they've been outscored 21-7. They're in Iowa to take on the Wild, and the Hogs have only 1 regulation win this season in 6 meetings with the Wild. The Bulls are in Indiana facing the Pacers. The Bulls have won their last 3 games. And the NIU men's basketball team will be hosting the MAC's best team this evening, Kent State. The Flashes are 6-0 in the MAC, and the Huskies have won their last 2 games. Winnebago basketball standout Campbell Schrank is eyeing the next level of her basketball career. This afternoon, she signed with DePaul University. It's an NCAA Division III school in Greencastle, Indiana. Schrank is one of the best all-around basketball players in our area. She helped Bago finish 2nd at state last season. Here's why she chose DePaul.
This is really exciting for me. It's been a dream for me to play college basketball since I was little. So knowing that DePaul is somewhere where I'm going next year, I'm excited. The campus just felt like home. The girls felt like home. The coaches, everyone. It reminds me a lot of here. That's mainly why I chose it.
Candace will have a final look at weather in just a moment.
First, Chris Cuomo previews what's coming up on News Nation.
Tonight on my show on News Nation. First Trump, then Biden, now Pence. More classified documents, this time at the former VP's house. How does this keep happening? And what does it mean about whether or not there's any threat here at all? We have the former independent counsel weighing in. Plus, the accused Idaho killer. Does his attorney have a conflict? Is this case going to have to end before it even begins? Coming up tonight on the show.
That is all later on the cable and satellite stations you see here on the left of your screen. You can also head to newsnation.com.
Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Quiet for now, but we are going to see a little light snow move in after midnight tonight, working in between about 2, 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow morning and spreading in from south to north. It'll slow you down for that commute tomorrow, so just make sure you plan ahead. Give yourself a little extra time. Snow showers become more scattered tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, but that active and colder pattern remains through the weekend.
Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.